Bad news. Tyson Fury says Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua need to come to him because he is the best heavyweight in the world. Stay tuned.
It's no secret that Joshua did not want this fight. And he didn't want it for a reason, because Deontay Wilder is the most fiercest puncher in boxing history, in heavyweight division history. And I saw that tonight, I felt it. No wonder AJ didn't want no part of that right hand. He can't move like me, he'd have been nailed.
What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, I just watched a video of Michelle Joy Phelps. Shout out to her. Shout out to my friend from the channel. BTG, link in the description. She had an exclusive with Tyson Fury. They, I guess, did some kind of Q&A for the fans, but before that, backstage, she asked Tyson Fury a couple questions. Opens up, I guess he just had another child, so congrats to that, him and his wife. And they talked about possible names, and then they got to the boxing side of things. And talking about the Wilder fight, he says that, you know, I'm just going to paraphrase. I'm not going to read verbatim quotes, but the link is in the description so you can watch it yourself, see his reactions and face, and, you know. And to me, he's kind of all over the place. But just to paraphrase what he said, the bad news is he said the fight's not happening with him and Wilder next, and he's proven that he's the best heavyweight in the world. So now everyone has to come to him. You know, he said he traveled to America, you know, basically traveled for Klitschko. Now he's on the biggest U.S. broadcaster, and he's gassed up. You know, he's like, I'm with ESPN, I'm with this powerful engine. So Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, if they want to fight me, they have to come to me. Now, I don't know what it is, but Tyson Fury, he really threw people for a loop. And Brendan Schaub mentioned it like this, and I like how he phrased it. He said this was the most disappointing news, is that Tyson Fury and Wilder, they thought the fight, everyone thought the fight was going to happen. It was on the 1 yard line, and then he pulls out and goes a different way, signs with ESPN. He's like, that's not the way to become the best heavyweight in the world. And from what I've seen, and just go watch the interview, you look at the statements, Tyson Fury's talking in a whole different manner. He's saying in this interview that, you know, it's the way of the world, and if I don't fight, he said, who cares if I fight Wilder? He said something to the effect of, who cares if I fight Deontay Wilder next, you know, after that or after that. He's talking like how Anthony Joshua was talking about, oh, I might fight him in 2018, 2019, 2020. You know, what do you mean, who cares if I fight him this fight, the fight after that, or fight after that? It is what it is. Literally, those are his words. He said, it is what it is. So, you know, this huge ESPN deal came with ramifications that we clearly see. And this is what, when I first found out, it was on a live stream, and you got my honest reaction. I'm like, what? This, you know, I was just shocked and never heard anything about this. Everyone thought the Wilder Fury 2 was coming, but it's very apparent that this newfound team that Tyson Fury has joined forces with, they have other plans, and it's not a Wilder fight. And it's almost like a walking contradiction what Tyson Fury is saying if you really analyze it. He keeps saying how he got robbed and the world knows he beat Wilder, but Wilder is the one pursuing an immediate rematch. And he even said in this interview what we've heard from Frank Warren and what we heard from Bob Arum. We want Tyson Fury to have a tune-up. He said, let's just take up a tune-up. Why would you need a tune-up if you already beat the man and got robbed? Especially if you want it to happen on your network, possibly in the UK. Doesn't make sense. You know, you beat someone fair and square, and on top of that, to make it even worse, is the fact that he was in negotiations. It'd be one thing if you thought you got robbed and then you were just going to go your separate way, but you were in negotiations with Deontay Wilder's side and you pulled out, you know, and you never let them know that, hey, you know, we got some other opportunities, we might go a different route. So you had them, you know, you snaked them, led them to believe. And then now you're talking about, oh, everybody deserves a chance, and, you know, if I fight him next, if I fight him then, you know, whoever they put in front of me, it is what it is. I'm not getting involved in the boxing politics, but you are in the boxing politics because that's a part of the game now. And the worst part about it for ESPN is their investment with Tyson Fury. They're paying him a lot of money. You know, there's different reports. Some people said 70 million pound and different stuff. I don't know, don't really care, but he's getting a lot of money. That's great for him, his family, and maybe generations to come. But we'll see if it proves successful, because Tyson Fury, Eddie Hearn brought this up, and I do agree with him. Tyson Fury has a tricky style, and he's awkward enough to make you look bad and to win by outboxing, but he's not the biggest puncher that we've seen in heavyweight history or anything like that. So realistically, he needs the right dance partner to really be appealing. So although I get it, ESPN probably likes his story, and he's the complexion for the protection that ESPN likes and stuff like that. But fighting wise, I don't know how many viewers he's going to draw in the States unless given the proper opponents. So, I think he has to fight the Dillian Whites and guys like Luis Ortiz, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua to draw real big audiences, because we know their style of fight, and their style pitted against his could be interesting. But I mean, just imagine Kubrat Pulev, or Tyson Fury versus Parker. I mean, I don't really see those being like electrifying fights. Parker, he wasn't offensive enough with Joshua. And if he's going in against a sick, I know he said he's down for the fight, but if he goes in, coming off of a loss to AJ, coming off a loss to Joseph Parker, and I think he has one win since then against another tricky guy, herky-jerky guy. I mean, is this going to be sustained action? I don't think so. So you're going to need an aggressive guy like Dillian White with some power, two British fighters, bragging rights and stuff like that. You're going to need more, Daniel Dubois, those types of guys to make it interesting, So we'll see if this really was a good investment for ESPN to jump in the mix like that and get involved in this way. But I could tell you, Tyson Fury, there's a lot of people, just go look in the comment section, and they're unhappy. And I don't think he anticipated this. He was saying in the interview, yeah, I just had a Red Bull and I'm happy and stuff like that. But we'll see, But the feedback, I don't think is what he expected, because even certain pages, you usually see certain types of comments and like favorable comments, depending on the demographic that they touch more often, like if they have a lot of UK subscribers or whatever the case may be. And look in the comment section of this particular interview, people are like, man, I was a big fan, Tyson Fury, but you played me, and you're sounding like a big dosser. And they got Wilder looking like the Black Panther or something, like his power must be real. You're talking about he got to come to you now, and you're talking like you have all the power and you hold all the cards, you have the belt, really off a moral victory, because it's not even like you won the fight. I can understand maybe some fans think you won the fight, but the judges didn't agree with you. And he's saying stuff that it sounds like a different person, honestly. He's like, oh yeah, it is what it is, because Michelle, in this interview, she says, I for one was actually really upset when the fight wasn't happening. I was really looking forward to Wilder Fury 2, so I was bummed out when I heard it wasn't going down. And listen to Tyson Fury's response. He says something like, oh yeah, like basically shit happens, it is what it is. It didn't sound really, and he seems more content, like joking and stuff. They said, who do you want to fight next? He said Joshua and Wilder have to come to him, and he said he wanted to fight Amir Khan. But right now it's not really the time to joke. It's like Tyson Fury's, he's in a similar boat to what Anthony Joshua was. The perception and the profile has taken a hit, and I feel like it's almost worse for Tyson Fury, because he led us to believe that, the Gypsy King and the Gypsy Warrior, I duck no man, and I'll fight anybody, I don't care. But you got to look at the actions. They kind of contradict themselves. You'll fight anybody. And like, just listen to what he's saying in this interview. He's saying stuff like, oh, I was robbed versus Wilder, and I came off a 3-year tune-up. It's like ESPN sat with him, told him the vision, told him the game plan, and he's going along with it. And now he's like, it's like Get Out movie or something. Now he's like brainwashed into thinking this is, this makes a lot of sense. He said something to the effect of, I was robbed in America because he's the main attraction. Okay, so let's break down these contradictions. You felt that he said he was the Showtime main event, he was the guy, and it was his state. He says, therefore I got robbed. Contradiction number 1. You just tweeted to Deontay Wilder, hey, get more well known in America, and I'll fight you again. You also were on video walking through the streets of LA asking random people, just like Eddie Hearns did in New York, asking random people who Deontay Wilder was. Oh, you don't know Wilder? Okay. And then you're like, you're a dosser, you're a bum, no one even knows you in your country. Now you're griping and saying that there was favoritism. You see, new media, there's nowhere to turn. How can you say there's favoritism for the American fighter and they gave him the win even though I really won and I was robbed, right? Because he's the home fighter and he's Showtime's main attraction and stuff. But then you're also slandering him and saying nobody knows him in America, nobody cares about him in America. That doesn't make sense. If nobody cares about him in America, then why would they protect him and give him the win that he didn't deserve, or give him a draw when he didn't deserve that, right? So once again, contradiction after contradiction. You say nobody knows him, but then you're also saying there's foul play and there's favoritism from America, and you said no one knows him in America. Doesn't make sense at all, right? He's also saying, oh, I proved to the world I'll fight anyone because I fought him coming off of 2 tune-ups and a 3-year layoff. But that was before you felt his power. That was before the 12th round. The 12th round, so basically if you rematched him, that's like the 13th round because you already had 12 with him. So yeah, going in, you might have been super confident and like, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. I could whoop this kid. You know, he's too sloppy. But when you got knocked down and then you got knocked down brutally in the 12th round, arguably, you know, some people, I'm not going to go back and forth, but some people said it was a long count. So that could have woke your game up. So you're like, okay, I'm not anxious to go back through that again. But before, you had no knowledge of that because you hadn't shared the ring with Deontay Wilder. So you're only going off of what you see. So it's easy to say, oh man, this dude, he ain't that special. I'll whoop him easy, you know, until you get in there with him. So that doesn't even make sense. That's another contradiction. He's making it sound like I've proved that I'll fight anyone because I'm willing to fight him, but you don't want to fight him again. And he's openly telling the world that he wants to fight you again, but you don't want to fight him again. And he's like, yeah, just take a tune-up. Another contradiction he said, and this is just one interview, people. He says, oh, he can't fight me. He shouldn't worry about me because he has to fight his mandatory. False. And the WBC said they would step out of the way for Wilder Fury 2 to happen, and they wouldn't call any mandatories. So he's lying there. Here's another thing. The WBC is standing behind Deontay Wilder. Go check their Twitter account. They said, hey, Deontay Wilder has showed his willingness to obey and like listen to the mandates and the orders from our sanctioning body. We commend him. So Tyson Fury is not being transparent. He's saying that the fight couldn't have happened because Wilder has to fight Dominic Breazeale, but the WBC ordered the Wilder Fury 2. You know, the WBC is not dumb. They want to be a part of these major fights. So everybody was counting on Tyson Fury to make the right decision, not just Showtime, you know, the WBC, because they would have got paid. They would have got recognition being associated with this fight too. It's Tyson Fury and his team that went a completely different way and, you know, went AWOL, period. But he's making it in this interview sound like Wilder, he shouldn't be focused on me. He has to fight his mandatory, but that's absolutely false. And that's provable by Mauricio Suleiman in the WBC. The only reason he would probably fight his mandatory now is because you need a tune-up and you went to a different network and now the whole fight is fucked up. So, you know, keep it a buck. You made your bed, lie in it, you know, enjoy your Q&A. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know if you're disappointed with Tyson Fury. Break it down. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.